Bentley with Bitcoin more than 2.5 years ago?
You know, we really did, but I can tell you, Tesla taking it is much more important than me taking it. But believe it or not, we've sold 17 cars, Bentleys and Rolls with Bitcoin. And it's something that, you know, my team wanted to do a couple of years ago. And as a matter of fact, it was 2.5 years ago. We've always talked about being innovative and ahead of everybody else, and don't be a dinosaur around here, or you won't last. So I have to talk to myself every day in the mirror. Don't be a dinosaur. But we've always tried to be innovative. And so when I start seeing innovative people do that, it's interesting that we did it so long ago.
Yeah, you did. And by the way, kudos to you and on that. And I feel like that sort of leads us to the next conversation, because alongside crypto is the growth of online gaming. And the growth of online gaming, whether it's table games or betting on sports, has been unbelievable. Tilman, you and I have talked. You believe it's going to grow even more. Crypto's going. Tell us about your growth projections, because your new SPAC does own part of Golden Nugget Online Gaming as well, about 30%. So you're getting a taste of that in Fast Acquisition Company. Your growth expectations for online gaming, how big it can be, and whether it ever may converge with these cryptos.
Well, this is something that I say all the time, and it's 52%, not 30%, but that's okay. This is really the way it is, okay? Look at New Jersey, okay? We're the leader in New Jersey, and we do about $30 million in EBITDA in online gaming. And remember, 30 years ago, this is really interesting, you only had gaming in Nevada and New Jersey. Well, states are opening up almost weekly and monthly right now for online gaming. We'll probably be in 8 to 10 by the end of the year where we have been approved and about to start. If we just did $20 million a year in online gaming in all 50 states, where I think it's going to be approved in the next 5 to 7 years, that's $1 billion EBITDA company, and we're just trying to get a little piece of the pie. And so this is a huge growth industry. That's why all the professional sports have had to realize it's part of where we're going. And I do not see when people say, oh, this stock's overpriced or this stock, they're just looking into the future, and that's what Wall Street does.
And what you do is you have details. I meant 30 million shares, not 30%, so I got to shut up and listen. A very good catch for you on that part. I just threw that out there on purpose, Tilman, see if you were paying attention. Do you really believe we could be 45 states out of 50? Because when I look at the growth projections for the numbers that we have seen in New Jersey and other places, I mean, this could become one of the biggest industries in the United States in less than a decade.
Yes, I mean, remember, it took years for states to fall for land-based gaming, and I believe 40-something states now have some form of land-based gaming. But even in Texas this year, which is a very conservative state, there's been serious talk and discussions of trying to get bills out to allow online gaming and sports gaming. Now, you got to remember, this is all partly because of the pandemic. Everything's happening quicker, certain technologies, and that's why you've seen such growth in technology companies, because the pandemic has speeded it along for all of us.
Tilman, it's Morgan. Proposed stimulus package, this new one, is making its way through Congress. It does seem like if and when it reaches the Senate, that proposed minimum wage hike may go away. But when you're talking about direct checks, additional direct checks to some Americans, or another potential $25 billion for the restaurant industry, how are you thinking about that money? How much of that do you expect to actually make its way into reality and into your businesses?
Well, I think the stimulus for restaurant owners is great. I've said this before. A lot of people are failing today that isn't bad management. They truly just ran out of money and don't have the size and the capital to fight through a pandemic like we do and so many other larger companies. So I'm thrilled that they're getting this stimulus. And then at the same time, I'm thrilled because the individuals are getting the stimulus, and so many Americans, because I'm in the consumer business. I mean, I sell food, I sell gaming, I sell hotel rooms, I even sell Bentleys and Rolls. And believe it or not, what's really interesting during the pandemic, we've had one of our best years ever in 1920. I mean, 1920, I wish. In 2020, it's selling Rolls and Bentleys. It's really unbelievable. I think back of the Roaring 20s, and that's what I'm saying. It's almost like the Roaring 20s because of this.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.